Good to see you all again. It's now 9 months nearly since we launched our commitments. And if you remember rightly, there was a set of commitments to you, our communities, about the good service that we want to give. Also a set of commitments to the future of the force and the things that we need to invest in. And also some commitments to us, the staff that work here in Surrey Police, all of our officers, staff and volunteers. You may remember that we set some priorities in each of those areas. What we wanted to do more for you was solve more crime. It's as simple as that. We need to make sure that there's a much higher chance that if you're a victim of crime in Surrey, that you'll see justice in the court system. So we're working really hard at that. In terms of the force, it was a better understanding of the demand that we're facing, and I have to say in recent weeks we've been exceptionally busy since lockdown restrictions have eased. So I want to tell you a little bit more about that too. And then finally, in terms of our people, it's been really busy. We've been doing lots and lots of recruitment, but I've got a request, and that's to bear with us while all our brilliant new colleagues are going through training. So when a new recruit joins us, they've got 9 weeks of initial training. They then have 21 weeks out with their coach learning on the street before they reach what we call independent patrol status, so they can go out and keep your community safe and feeling safe. And then there's an additional training period after that too, so it will take some time for you to see the full effect of all of the new recruitment on the streets of Surrey. The other thing that we've been doing to improve our investigative performance is to do a restructure of how we investigate and allocate some types of crime, particularly domestic abuse and child abuse. And I'd like to introduce Detective Chief Inspector Rob Harris to talk to you more about this.
Over recent years, we've seen the amounts of these crimes, certainly with the domestic abuse, increase massively. We believe that shows our confidence in reporting. But of course, we've got to match that with the resource and the specialist capability to support victims and get the best evidence out of them. That has meant that we've had to redesign the way in which we do investigate those types of crimes. Our old safeguarding investigation units have been disbanded, and in their place we have specific domestic abuse teams, child abuse teams, and we have CID officers, so our criminal investigation department officers, trained to deal with our serious adult abuse offences as well. What they bring is the ability to specialise in that crime type. So instead of being the proverbial jack of all trades, they can focus on the particular nuances within that. So within the domestic abuse team now, we've got a variety of investigators. We use the best of our detectives, but also police staff investigators, many of which have been with us a long time and have great experience within this arena. Within child abuse, we have very specialist training to deal with child victims of abuse, and adult abuse. It's very important that that gets a specialist focus as well, because adults at risk are or should be protected by the Care Act, need special consideration, not only with how, again, we deal with them, we deal with their families, but also how we can harness their evidence and get it to court. All this combines to our aim of keeping people safe. We need to respond quickly. We need to respond confidently and gain the confidence of our victims to provide evidence and ultimately try and get that case to court. Which is why we need officers who have received that specialist training, who have a desire to be in those departments, and who can perform and deal with the volumes of crimes that we've got. We started with a pilot in East Surrey that has now gone out to North and West Surrey, and we're already experiencing some really positive results. Over the next 6 months, we anticipate the resourcing to increase within those teams further, and that just increases our capability. But key to it is having investigators who are experienced, who are properly trained, and who are motivated to do the best for the victims of those crimes.
Thanks, Rob, for that update. Another thing that we've been working really hard on as a force, and you'll remember me updating last time on how we're really keen to keep our streets feeling safe as well as actually being safe, low risk of being a victim of crime, is all the work on violence against women and girls, which is, of course, has been part of the national discussions recently, as well as really important to us here in Surrey Police too. Thanks ever so much to the 6,000 or so of you that completed the Violence Against Women and Girls survey. It was really good to hear your views about how safe you felt at home in Surrey, in your local town or village in Surrey, or indeed using public transport. There's lots from that we're taking away. The teams on the local divisions are going to be running problem-solving exercises to improve the suggestions and issues that you identified for us. And please do reach out to us if you ever need our support on any of these issues. One of the other ways that we've been giving an insight to people about what goes on in Surrey Police is through Surrey Police Live. And if you've watched one of the episodes on Facebook or YouTube, then this is where we do it. We converted an office here at our headquarters to be a little studio where we can do the live streaming. We've had 10 different episodes covering a whole range of topics. Last night I did one all about recruitment. So if you've not seen them, you can watch them back. They are available on demand, and I hope you find those helpful. We're going to be doing a survey as well pretty soon to ask your views about how you would like to be engaged by the teams in Surrey Police. What are the topics that you want to hear about? How do you best want to interact with us? Because we've done a lot more social during the pandemic, because we've been limited with the face-to-face contact, but there may be other ways that you would really want to hear from us too. So please do look out for that survey and complete it in due course. And then I said at the introduction to this video that it had been a really busy time for us. We've seen over recent weeks demand on our 999 services on a daily basis to rival a New Year's Eve. As restrictions have eased, the demand for policing services is really growing. So, please of course do reach out when you need us, but please take care to look after each other in your communities too. And if you're contacting us on something that's not an emergency, of course you can use 101. But if you're watching this online, then the other thing you can do is contact us online as well. So you can ask for help, you can report crime on any of our social media channels. We have a desk in our contact centre, we call it a digital desk, that 24/7, 365 days a year can answer your requests through any of the social channels or online too. So please do get in touch that way. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll update you again in 3 months' time.